Hello, my name is Eric, and for the past 6.5 months, I've been living in a teardrop trailer. My plan is to travel the entire United States for a year, so I'm halfway through. I started in Tampa, Florida, and my goal is to reach Alaska, and then Maine, and then back to Florida. Currently, I'm in Salt Lake City. I dipped over here for a few reasons. One is I wanted to see Great Basin National Park, and that's in kind of like the middle of Nevada. And so I did that for about 4 days. And then my goal was to head north into Idaho. And as I looked at the map, I saw two things. One is I could visit a friend who was also traveling down, and we were going to meet up in the same area in Ely, Nevada. So we spent a couple hours just walking around and catching up with each other in Ely. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for meeting up. And then I also noticed that the Bonneville Salt Flats, which are in northern Utah, just on the border of Nevada and Utah, they were on my path. So I definitely went there, and that was a very cool experience. However, getting my car cleaned and getting all of the salt off of the car was not so cool. I had zero idea that it would be that bad as I drove over the flats, and I looked at my car. I got out and looked at the car, and I was like, holy this is a lot of salt. So it took about 4 hours for me to just really detail the car the next day. I got out there and obviously pressure washed it down, but then I went ahead and detailed it. I cleaned it, I waxed it. And the very next day, I went to a place in Salt Lake City called Antelope Island. And little did I know, getting to Antelope Island means you cross over, I don't think Salt Lake itself, but you cross over a bay or body of water that is a lot of salt, which attracts a lot of bugs. And I got thousands of bugs all over my front of my car that I just spent 4 hours washing and detailing and waxing. So that was fun. I stayed in Salt Lake City because I need to get new tires really bad for my car. And one of the benefits of traveling is that you get to shop around a little bit for the best prices on things. So because I was gonna be in Utah, Idaho, and Oregon, and even Washington in the next month, I shopped around and found the best deal here in Salt Lake City on new tires, but they won't come till tomorrow. So I turned what I thought was gonna be maybe just 24 hours in Salt Lake City until about 4 days. But it's a great city. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I didn't think there'd be this much hills and things around it. I didn't know anything about the city at all. I did zero research. And there's a lot of hiking around here. There's a lot of great trails, and there's a lot of great outdoor activities to do. So I think I picked it at a great time. I'm actually in shorts today and a t-shirt, which I'm ecstatic about. I'm from Florida, and I hate the cold. I have learned that probably more than anything on this journey. You know, some people say they learn a lot about themselves. Well, I knew I was a summer person already, but I have definitely confirmed that being on this trip. I do not like the cold. I don't like it because I have to live in it in a teardrop. I don't have the best heating set up. I have a heater, but I just prefer the heat. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I just prefer the heat. So I thought I would just take a minute to kind of talk a little bit about me as an individual. One of the questions I get asked a lot on the road is when people see me and they see the trailer, they say, oh, escaping normal life. One, what are you escaping from? I get that a lot. And two, what is normal life? Well, for starters, I am 45 years old, and this trip of journeying across the country to see the United States for a year has really been about a 25-year venture that I've just thought of in my head. I just really thought, you know, that'd be so cool to do that. It started shortly after high school. I moved to Florida. I'm from Florida originally. I was born there in Miami, and I moved to Jacksonville, Florida in 2000. And I would say shortly before that move, I was contemplating doing a 1 month. It started out by doing a 1 month journey across the country from Florida to California, because at that point in my life, I had never been to California before. I thought it'd be really cool to see California and rent an RV, maybe even pile a couple friends in there to help with gas and the cost of the RV rental. So I looked it up, and essentially it was not cost effective. To rent one of those RVs by like RV America or rentrv.com or whatever those things are, it was very, very expensive, and it really wasn't cost effective. And probably the biggest thing I noticed is I thought, wow, 30 days on the road seems like a long time to go across the country, but I'm not one to just go to my destination. I'm all about the journey. So I really wanted to take the time while I was on that road trip to see the country on the lower half and go through states like New Mexico and Arizona at the time that I'd never been to, and explore them and see the things I wanted to see. And I thought, 30 days seems like a long time, but in actuality, it's really not. So that 30-day venture coming from Florida to California just to see California and then back again quickly escalated to doing a year on the road. Because I thought, well, if you're gonna do a month driving just to California, why wouldn't I just go all the way around the entire country and really take my time to do it? Really take the time to see the country and explore and stop where I wanted to stop and see the things I wanted to see. And I said, well, 30 days ain't gonna cut that. If I don't wanna do 30 days just going to California and back, I think I need more than 30 days to go around the country. And so that quickly escalated to doing a year. But as I've mentioned before in other videos, that was something I always kind of dreamed of, but it was like, it's not really feasible. I can't do a year on the road. How am I going to make income? How would I pay for things? Would I even want to do a year on the road? I don't know. Like, I'd never done anything like that at that point. So it was something I always kind of thought of in the back of my mind, but never really put a lot of effort into it. Well, one day, about 2 years ago, maybe about 3 years ago actually, I was at work one day and we played a little game about what you would do if you hit the lottery. And everybody just kind of wrote down their answers on a little card, and we just kind of read the answers out loud. And the game was to just kind of guess who said what when the cards were read out loud. Most people said travel. A lot of people said they would own, fancy cars, big houses, a house in, 5 different countries, big boats, yachts, things like that. But a lot of people said travel. And the manager that played the game with us at the time said something that I will never forget and what really put the wheels in motion for me. He said, and I quote, "You don't need $700 million to travel." So it was something that really put a thought in my head. I was like, wow, you really don't. I thought coming out here that I certainly would need a place to make money and how to pay for things on the road. But the reality is you don't need to hit the lottery. You just need a little bit of money maybe saved up or something that you can obviously work on the road to help supplement the cost of gas and food and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm not working. I do think about it often about getting another job so that I can help pay for things. But I was lucky enough to be in a position where I did have a little money saved up and I was able to do this. And that's basically what put the wheels in motion for me. After that, I really started thinking about it. Why couldn't I do this? Why couldn't I just take off for a year and see the country? What is it really hurting? People talk all the time about they backpack through Europe for after college, or they even took some time to see this country in between jobs. And I thought, well, why can't I do that now? I'm in a great place in my life that I can do that. My car is in great condition. It's still got a warranty on it, so I figured if the worst comes to shove, something happens to my car, I can just take it into the dealership and they can handle it because it's under warranty. I was in a great an okay financial spot to be able to do this. I was in a perfect mental state. Some people, they wait till they get older to do this, and they can't because they're not in a physical state, they're not in a mental state, they may not be in an emotional state. And I was lucky to really kind of be in all of those. I was on a trail recently in Great Basin National Park, and just as I was starting the trail off, there was a couple of older couples just coming off the trail, and they saw the trailer and they said they saw that I was traveling for a year. And the gentleman then said something to me that I thought was baffling. He said, "That's a little irresponsible, don't you think, to travel for a year? I said, why is that irresponsible? I'm seeing the country. I think it's the most responsible thing I can possibly do. And we talked a little bit. I didn't get into an argument with him. At the end of the conversation, we actually parted ways on a good note. We started talking about Florida in general because he had been there before. So we were kind of talking, and I just thought, wow, what a weird thing to say to someone, to say, wow, you're taking time to see the country and to see the world and explore and live a little. That's irresponsible. That seems baffling to me. I swear to God, I wasn't on that trail more than 30 seconds as I started. It was kind of a decline down the trail. So someone was coming up the trail, and it was a little bit older person, and she said, and I quote, wow, I shouldn't have waited till I was 70 to do this. It really has kind of hurt my knees. And I kind of turned around. I didn't see the old guy, the gentleman I didn't see the guy that mentioned the being irresponsible to do this right now. But I thought, this is why I'm doing this now. Because I don't want to be, when I'm older, in a place where I can't do this. I can't go out and I can't explore. I can't hike. I can't get outside. I'm maybe traveling in a trailer, but I'm stuck indoors all the time. That's not me. I've never been an indoor kind of person. I've never been someone who just wants to sit in front of a TV and watch TV all day or play video games or anything. If that's your thing, awesome. Enjoy your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I just want to be outside. I want to see the country. I want to see the world, really. But I'm starting with our own backyard. So that's a little bit of me and why I'm doing this. But the other question I get a lot is, what is normal life? So a little bit about my background. I have worked for the past 16 years for a very large company. I don't want to say the name of the company, but it's a very large company. You definitely have heard of them before. I worked there for 16 years and absolutely loved my job for their first, I would say about 12, 13 years, just absolutely loved it. But in the last 3 years, I just became increasingly burnt out on it. It was what I felt like going nowhere kind of job. I felt like it was not a career path that I wanted to follow. It was giving me no joy anymore. It was long hours. It was not terrific pay. And ultimately, I felt like I was not living a life for me. I felt like I was living a life for them. I was making a multi-billion-dollar company, even helping them get even richer, making the CEOs and all the other people bigger billionaires than they currently are. And in the end of the day, I was getting nowhere. I had zero work-life balance. I really couldn't commit to doing anything fun with friends or family. People would ask me all the time, hey, what are you doing next Saturday? Do you want to go hiking, or do you want to go kayaking, paddleboarding, biking, whatever? And I'd say, no, I can't, I'm working. Or if someone said, what are you doing from a month from now? Let's get out of town and go somewhere. And I say, I don't know. I can't commit to that because I don't know what my schedule is. And I can't commit to that. So you get up, you wake up, you go to work. You usually go work out afterwards. I would then drive home, which was about a 45-minute drive. It's a 45-minute drive to work and a 45-minute drive back from work. So I'm an hour and a half in the car. And there was nights when I was getting home from work at 10 o'clock at night. And I haven't even eaten dinner yet. So I have to then cook dinner. And it's 11 o'clock at night. And then I want to do a little unwinding before I go to bed. So now it's midnight before I'm sitting down and unwinding. And guess what? It's now 1 o'clock before I'm getting to sleep. And even better so, I'm supposed to be at work the next day at 8 a.m., which means I had to get up around 6 a.m. just so I could have time to shower, change, eat breakfast, and drive to work. So I wasn't really living a life that I wanted to live. That, to me, was not normal. This is normal life to me. This is escaping all those things that I couldn't stand. You know, it's funny, everybody takes the escaping normal life translation a little bit differently. I was in Big Bend National Park and I was talking to a guy who traveled full time. I don't remember how many years he'd been on the road, but he was traveling full time and he said, escaping normal life. He says, well, I think I know where you're going with that, but to me, this is normal life. So I can't imagine anybody living outside of this travel life. And it really dawned on me, like, yeah, everybody takes this a little bit differently. to me, again, this is normal to see the country, to be around other areas, to see things, to explore. To me, it's just not normal to be stuck in one city, one place all the time and never getting out and never seeing anything. And when you do, it's maybe for 4 or 5 days on a vacation where you're usually just worried about work when you come back. No, that just wasn't for me. I wanted to do more. And I'm lucky enough to do this for a year, but I really, really hope that soon I can maybe land a job that allows me to make at least gas money or something on the side that at least gives me the opportunity to do this longer than a year. Essentially, that's why I started the YouTube channel. I got on here because I wanted to have a platform so I can make videos. I got into editing videos briefly in college. I studied graphic design in college, and I took a video editing class and really, really enjoyed it. And the most I've ever really done with it were just fun videos for myself from, again, vacations and things. But I always really enjoyed doing that. And this gave me a platform to make videos, put them out there in the world. Friends and family can check them out. But hey, you never know. Maybe one day they take off. I would love it if they did, you know. That was kind of the plan when I hit the road. I said, well, I don't have a job, but maybe I could make videos and maybe that will give me a little income. Again, just offset my gas price every month. That would be nice. I would be happy with that. But, you know, I got a long ways to go to get there. Anyways, so that was the whole reason for starting a YouTube channel. And it's really started to dawn on me a little bit. Really, I spend a lot of time behind the camera in these videos. I don't spend a lot of time in front of the camera, and that's by design. I'm a pretty private person. I don't like people getting to my private business. I'm not one to sit here in front of the camera often and chat about what's going on with me. I am not one to sit here and go, okay, well, now I'm going to the grocery store. Now I'm going to go over here and do this hike. Now, I just don't see the purpose in that, and that's not why I'm out here, is to just, I don't know, feel like I'm bragging. That's not why I'm out here. But it's kind of recently dawned on me that I really haven't shared enough about who I am with you guys. And that was kind of the point today, just to give you a little more insight to who I am. And I don't know, maybe do a little bit more of these. It feels weird as shit to me to talk to the camera. There's no one else around me. I'm standing here by myself. I think it's super weird. I don't know, but maybe giving a little more insight to who I am and what I'm doing and kind of a little bit more about this life. I mean, there's a lot of channels out there that give you insight to what living on the road is really like. And I guess I've done that a little bit, but I've really kind of more glorified it. And it's amazing that a lot of days I get to see amazing things, but some days are just as normal as living in a house or apartment. There's days that are just errand days for me. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to go do laundry. I have to wash the car. I have to do some car maintenance. I sit in a library for hours editing these videos and making it where I can put content up for everybody. And, you know, all that stuff, it's like work. And I gotta be honest with you, a lot of times I don't feel like making them because it is work to me and I'd rather be out here playing and enjoying the outdoors. But I'm kind of committed to this and I really want to make it a better experience for everybody watching. And I really want to make better content for you guys. So let me know if you find this better. Do you like me talking and babbling on in front of the camera? Or do you want to see more just environmental videos? You know, when I say environmental, I mean the places I visit. Those are the ones I have the most fun putting together. Those are the ones I have the most fun shooting. When I just go to a place in the world and I put a little music behind it and I just let the scenery do the talking, those are the ones I like the most. So doing this is outside my comfort zone, but I guess that's why you're out here, right? Some people do things a lot in life just to go outside their comfort zone and just be a little adventurous. So this is my venture side, to shed a little more light to who I am. Well, guys, that was all I really wanted to say today. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the feedback I've gotten. It's been huge. I tried to respond to as many comments that I see coming through. I apologize if you've made a comment and I have not had a chance to respond to that. That's probably because I just haven't seen it. Um, YouTube is weird. They email me and they say, so and so left a comment. So then I go and respond to that comment. And then other times I go on the platform and I see a comment from 2 or 3 weeks ago and I'm like, I never saw that. They never emailed me and told me someone said that. So, but I do appreciate everybody watching and making comments. And it helps a lot when you share and like a video. I know everybody says it in their videos, but there's a reason. It's the way the algorithm on YouTube works. It means that a real person, not just the computer, picked this video for you. It means you picked this video and that you like this video enough to share it with other people. And that goes far. It really helps YouTube push my content further up the ranks and shows it to more people. And again, the more people that watch this, maybe one day, hopefully, I'm just looking for a little gas money. That's all I would really like. If I can get a little gas money, that would be really nice. So thank you so much for escaping normal life with me. I'll see you on the next one.